What's up, Cancer friends? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. That is me. I'm so excited to have all my Cancer friends here with me today. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We're going to do a fun little tarot love spread for all you guys today. We'll see what messages we can get. This is non-date specific, so whenever you view it is when you were meant to see it. As with all general messages, do keep in mind that not everything is going to resonate with all the viewers out there, and that's totally fine. You never need to force anything to fit your circumstance or your scenario. So please only take away messages for your best and highest good, okay? What else do you need to know for the Cancer squad out there? If you're into social media, check me out. I am the Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram. I feel like I'm missing something important, but anyway, yeah, I'm so happy to have you all here tuning along. We'll see what we can get for your love reading. If this message doesn't resonate with you, you can always check your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs if you want additional messages in those videos. And as always, if you feel like I'm not connecting with your energy, that's totally cool. There are thousands and thousands of fantastic readers on YouTube, so go ahead and check them out as well. All right. So for Cancer and love, we'll do one more shuffle of this deck. Let's see what we can get here. Everything you're going to want to know about this video will be in the description box below, including the decks I'm using, again, the social media channels, all that good stuff, all right? So Cancer, those three wanted to come out. We will take those. All right, so for Cancer in love, in your past, we are looking at, it is safe for you to love again. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. All right, so that's what we're starting off with. So obviously that kind of clues me into maybe there was a bit of a healing process that maybe some of you were going through. Ideas sort of swimming around in your mind of maybe trying to get over an ex or maybe trying to heal your heart if there was a loss of some kind. It's being clarified by the King of Pentacles. Okay, so potentially with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You may also have very strong earth in your chart, Cancer. Yeah, but even this card is instantly saying the phrase to me, getting back on the horse. You have two cards that literally depict that here, right? Whether horse, elephant, whatever. Meaning a great challenge, having to rise to the occasion or rise up above the negative energy, the bullshit, the sorrow, the sadness, or the depression, right? To get back out there, to get on the horse and go at it again, chasing whatever it is that your heart desires, right? Whether that's romantic partnership or throwing yourself into an activity that just makes you feel good, right? So also clarifying the King of Pentacles, we have the Eight of Swords. Yeah. So literally the exact opposite of getting back out there, right? Of taking risks, of doing something. The Eight of Swords talks about mental entrapment. And it could have been an air sign you were dealing with in the past, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But ultimately the Eight of Swords is a mental prison we keep ourselves in. And it's all based in fear. We know that Swords talks about ideas, our logic, our thoughts. When you're in Eight of Swords energy, it means that the thoughts you're projecting and telling yourself, they're false beliefs that are keeping you stuck. It's like a circle of swords is around you and you're too afraid to step out, right? To take risks. To tell yourself that, yes, there's a sword here, but I can easily just squeeze right past it and move on with my life and do something else. And I don't mean to say that in a condescending way. I'm sure whatever you were dealing with, it wasn't as simple as like, oh, I'm just going to squeeze through and I'm over it. I don't mean it that way. But what's so important to recognize when the Eight of Swords comes out is that there's something that some of the Cancers out there are telling themselves that just simply is not true. Frequently, it has to do with false beliefs of self, lacking self-confidence, lacking self-confidence, self-doubt, just like a negative perspective of what you either deserve or what you should go after. And it could very well have to do with something, if you were dealing with an earth sign, whoever this King of Pentacles is to you. For some of you, that might be you, Cancer. But yeah, especially if there was somebody who said something to you that made you feel less than. It may have been a lie you've almost kept telling yourself because that truth or whatever, that thing that was said to you came from someone you respected so much and so highly, you didn't have any I want to say you didn't have any other outside perspective to believe that it was anything but truth. I hope that lands for some of you. But the thing is, I think some of you are slowly starting to come out of that. I'm going to pull one more for you here. But King of Pentacles, I think for most of you, is representing you coming back into your power, Cancer. Because it's earthy energy, you know, keeping your feet firmly planted on the ground, deciding what you want to go after. And money can Pentacles can frequently talk about money, right? So maybe you are working your way towards a better career or getting your finances back in order. But I am sensing that this is the past. That was a bit of a challenge for you. It took some kind of motivational pep talks and some self-love, some self-care for you to kind of get back out there. Because yeah, I think maybe some of you were in hermit mode after a difficult breakup or a difficult situation. Okay, yeah, so we have the Nine of Pentacles that came out in reverse. So I actually do like this for you guys. In the upright, this is sometimes what we call like the single ladies, the single gents card. It's the card of prosperity, but she's a self-made woman. He's a self-made man, right? Whatever gender, it's not gender specific. You're in your garden here though, right? So your abundance, while it's self-made and there's a great amount of pride here, it's a very light, happy card. There's joy. She's got her pet bird on her shoulder, right? There's also an idea with this, that's a higher vibration. Those are all fantastic things. But in a lower vibration, this woman doesn't take a lot of risks outside the comfort zone of her own home, right? She's nestled in her, I want to say, wealth or her abundance, and everything she has is right there. But there's also not a lot of risk taking. It's like you've reached this point where there's a comfortability in your life, but are you really going after what you want, what you desire? And because this is a love spread, we get the single ladies card. Are some of you desiring a romantic partnership, a relationship, right? Because it's coming out in the reverse. Now again, this is in your past, whatever that means to you. Only take what resonates. You may have been stuck in that like single ladies, single gents mode, well beyond what sort of universe was intending you or well beyond what universe had thought you would be in, right? I mean, when people come in and out of our lives, there's lessons to learn, right? No matter how painful or tragic, right? Ultimately, once we have healed ourselves in a higher vibration, we're able to look back and understand, okay, well, I learned this about myself, or I wouldn't have gotten here had I not met this person, and you know, whether it worked out or not, for better or worse, lessons, right? I'm just getting that there was a stuck energy where you weren't quite able to get over that hill. You weren't able to get over that, that hump, that difficulty. Sorry, Cancer, my camera froze. So what I was saying is there was a long delay in you kind of getting back out there, and maybe you were holding on to a partner that was no longer in your life in hopes that they were going to come back or they were going to return or that you were going to mend fences, right? But I think you may not have realized it, but again, 9 being the card of the Hermit, this is, you know, 9 of Pentacles. I think you were keeping yourself sort of in seclusion, and maybe you just needed that time to figure things out. But because of that, what Spirit is saying here is that you were missing out on opportunities. It's safe for you to go out and love again. So again, the healing process is very personal. That's not something we can rush. But yeah, this is indicating that you've probably been in this kind of hermit mode for quite some time. Again, stuck in these maybe negative thoughts that you're telling yourself, because ultimately it keeps you safe, right? With this, you don't have to take risks when you're stuck in that circle of swords. But you're a king, Cancer. You're supposed to be like riding mighty on your elephant, right? Like Prince Ali when he's presenting, you know, to Jasmine at the castle. It's like you come in a parade. There's a magic, there's a power about you. So by hiding yourself away from the world, from other people, it's almost like you're denying other people of your love and the gifts that you could share. So you had the card of memories and courage come out. Absolutely. I absolutely think that's what this has to do with. Your memories, your fondness of maybe a relationship in the past was keeping you stuck. But for those of you who that relationship or that person is no longer in your life, it was your crutch of how you were getting by. It was better for you in your head. Again, a mental prison, mental trap. It was easier for you to rest on those memories of, oh, but we had so many good times together, rather seeing I want to say the truth of the situation. I'm sorry if that's a little bit harsh, but it's like rose-tinted glasses. The fond memories you were keeping so close to your heart, but you weren't realizing this person is gone for a reason. There's a reason why you weren't together, and so you were rejecting the idea of going out to seek other partnership or maybe just new experiences, new joy in your life, whether it was romantic or not. But what's trumping this card is it's saying courage. Courage over memories, and especially Cancers, because you are so sentimental and you have a sweet heart and you like to take care of people. I could see where that energy would be difficult for you, and it's a beautiful card, right? There's nothing wrong with wanting to look back fondly on things, but ultimately, if it's preventing you from moving on, which it was in your past, that's what these cards are saying here. There's a need for you to take courage, get back on that horse, that elephant, ride through the parade triumphantly, knowing that there's better things ahead, even though that energy you're feeling right now may feel a little bit icky, okay? So in your present, we have give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. All right, cool. So potentially new partnership coming in, potentially. I think this has to do with getting yourself aligned to be mentally, emotionally ready to be back in the dating game or on the dating scene, if that's what you're looking for, right? For those of you who aren't. For some of you, this could have been like, for those in like a long-term relationship, you may have been kind of going through one of the difficult like trials and tribulations of a relationship, and then it's saying like, with this, it would be more like healing that relationships to get back on the same page. Yeah, with Prince of Cups, this can sometimes be an apology, right? So for those in long-term relationships going through a difficult time, it's getting hopeful here in your future, so I wouldn't stress too much. Now, Prince of Cups is the card of Pisces. Some of you might be dealing with a Pisces in your present or potentially what's coming into you. And then you also have the Page of Cups. Okay, so more water energy, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. I actually really like this because there's two people offering cups. Now, because for a lot of you, there is a relationship that didn't work out that I think, you're starting to deal with like the solid facts of it and move on. There's new love because we know that cups represent love in the tarot. So these two people are making offers to one another, and they are both younger energies, right? It's not the king and the queen. It's there's no major arcana here yet, right? The Prince of Cups, Pisces, and the Page of Cups, different decks, but it's like these people are coming to meet, whether you know it or not. For a lot of you, I feel like this is someone who hasn't entered your life yet, and they're about to. But it's like they come into your life overnight. Maybe they're traveling to your city, right? And you're going to meet them at some sort of social function. And yeah, it feels very kind and sweet. And I think this is you, Cancer. Look how cute that card is. Oh my God, I love it. But with you, I sense that, someone may catch your eye, but you still have that little timid look on your face of like, but I don't want to get heartbroken again, right? Don't fall back into old habits of thinking that you don't deserve love or that everybody's out to break your heart, because it's just not true. You may have dealt with an unfortunate person who didn't have your best interest in mind, but again, like, you're the king. You're Venus and Virgo, right? Yeah, like strong, powerful, like Beyonce card, right? Single ladies, like, you have power to you, so you shouldn't cower behind anything and be nervous to accept love or to give love. Because yeah, something good is coming in for you, and because it's of your elemental suit, this person is going to be more aligned with the way that you want to give and receive love. It's water energy, right? This person coming in could be a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Let's clarify let's do one of these. My deck's upside down. Oh, I just saw your card, Cancer. That's always a good thing. We want to see that you are in your energy in the present, so that's good. And actually, this person looks like they're driving a chariot too. It is a card of Pisces, but you could be meeting someone who, has like Cancer in their chart. Or again, how I'm saying is like their energy matches you. They may have a lot of Cancerian traits. With the moon above, they may be quite intuitive, right? Very emotive. They feel things quite deeply. I do feel for you, Cancer, though, because I can instantly sense that you've had your heart broken a lot. You may just feel like you've been unlucky in love, but there is potential for this person to come in and bring you, at minimum, a really great friendship or a really great opportunity. Oh gosh, sorry guys, the cards fell. Oh, let's see, what do we got here? Ooh, there's two. Okay, so we have the Eight of Cups, more cup energy, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, and the Knight of Pentacles. So Earth energy, it is specifically a Virgo card. Okay, interesting. So potentially some of you could have been dealing with a Virgo in the past, but for most of you, I think this Virgo, this is representing you, Cancer. Yeah, okay. I think both these cards are representing you, actually. The Eight of Cups talks about moving on to bigger and better things that are more emotionally satisfying. Moving from the Eight to the Nine of Cups, which is the wish fulfillment card, right? Recognizing, and this is a really brave, bold card, because these Eight Cups, they were emotionally satisfying at some point, but they no longer are. And so it takes a lot of courage to recognize that something in your life is no longer emotionally satisfying, and not only just be complacent like, oh, well, this is my life, which is what this is in reverse. This is my life. It's not going to get any better. To be like, you know what? I deserve better. I'm going to go after something even greater. And this talks about going towards the unknown, the moon, right? Not everything is totally clear, but you think there's sunshine. You think there's light. There might be something greater and bigger ahead. And again, leaving that comfort zone, right? We were talking about that with our garden, to go after something even better. And it's going to be a slow journey, right? With the Knight of Pentacles, he's the slowest moving knight in the deck, but he's also a very solid, steady, reliable knight. He does all the planning in advance. He's not a huge risk taker, but ultimately what he is going towards, his goal is, in his head, is quite achievable. He knows how he's going to do it. He has a backup plan for if something goes wrong. So it's an interesting energy. There is risk involved. There is a lot of strength and courage involved in going after what you want. I see this as you, it's almost like, even though this isn't the Knight of Cups, which you actually do have here. This is that the, yeah, this is the Knight of Cups in this deck, because the Princess is the page. Anyway, you have two cards of forward movement. It's like you are meeting each other on a path here. I think the Knights are going towards each other. And again, if it's been a painfully slow process for you to feel like love is coming in, it's coming, but it's almost like if this is going to make sense, I hope, this love couldn't come into you while you were in your safety zone, while you were in your garden, potentially with a broken heart, again, telling yourself things that weren't true, maybe lower vibrational self-talk or self-confidence. Spirit needed to know that you were going to go after something on your own, because you recognize your own value and worth, and you recognize your own desire for love and need for love. It's like Spirit needed you to make the first move to get up off the couch and go for it, to match your energy. It's not like, you're going to be, crying at home on your couch and then someone's going to knock on your door and be like, hello, I'm the man or woman of your dreams. That's not how life works, right? Spirit needed you. It's almost like a deal. Like if you take an inch, I'll give you an inch. If you do this, I'll throw it back at you. So it's like you had to go after something. And to be honest, for most of you, I don't think it's love. You were probably, again, throwing yourself into your career or some sort of skill or hobby, something tangible that you could do with your time, because this love relationship didn't work out in the past. So it's like once you started to make strides towards that other objective, essentially, then I think Spirit was like, you know what, like, okay, this person's kind of on the same page. Let's have their paths cross. I think that's what this is. And I like that we're going from Eight of Cups, right, moving on to something more emotionally satisfying, to the Nine of Cups, the wish fulfillment card. It's like you've discovered this new person, and I think you're feeling them out, right? Like, this is you, Cancer, looking at this Knight of Cups coming in potentially. And it's almost like they offer the potential of that ninth cup, right? He's coming in with a cup. And it's, I'm just getting that you're testing the waters with this person. You're feeling it out to see if they could be that person in your life who will have staying power, who will be your Nine of Cups, right? Your wish fulfillment. But I actually do like that there's a pause. It's not that you're rushing in immediately. And I think it's important because you've learned some difficult lessons of the past, maybe about trusting people, of overgiving, of throwing yourself into a relationship and not getting things back. Like, This card, she knows how to give, right? She has a lot to give, right? So, and potentially in the past, Cancer, you have been overly nurturing and giving to a relationship and you just weren't getting anything back. So rightfully so, you're not immediately rushing out with your cup like, yes, here's my love. Does anybody want it? It's you've learned some difficult lessons, right? But it was necessary. It was divinely guided. It was supposed to happen this way. Let's pull one of these for... I just love you as the Page of Cups here. So cute. And it just feels so Cancerian. Very sweet and kind and loving and so cute. And yeah, I just get the idea is blossoming that this person could offer something, could contribute something to your life beyond just friendship, maybe. Self-employment. It's so funny when that card comes out. So as I was saying, it's like moving on to something that is more emotionally satisfying. For a great majority of you, it wasn't rushing out into another relationship, because ultimately that's not how you cure a broken heart, right? It can be a Band-Aid sometimes, but ultimately you have to go within and kind of understand what's going on internally of why this person broke your heart. What was it about your viewpoints or your perspective that needed a second look? I'm trying to put it gently, but if there was you know, with your crabby claws trying to hold on to something so dearly and a person was just exiting your life, what about that situation made you want to hang on for dear life? Were you so desperate for a relationship that you didn't care who it was? Were you under the false belief that this person was going to give you all these things and then they never did, and then you realized you were holding on to this idea that wasn't actually a truth? Again, I'm not trying to be condescending at all, Cancer. I have felt that hardcore in my life too. But I like this. Going after the wish fulfillment, going after something more emotionally satisfying. And again, the tangible, it's not just this dreamy idea. It's not the memory of what you thought this person was going to offer you. Again, this is saying you're throwing yourself into something tangible, moving forward very slowly but surely. I'm not saying for all of you it's going to be self-employment, but you may be throwing yourself into work or some sort of task or hobby or skill that you have. And I mean, this, I don't know, for some of you, this could be indicating that this hobby or skill that you're just doing on the side that you really enjoy, there may be financial potential in that, right? He's the Knight of Money, right? He's the Knight of Pentacles. It's not going to happen overnight. This isn't like rags to riches, but for some of you, you may have a solid foundation. You may have a, what is the term? Like, you're very money wise. You may have a solid foundation of like bankable ideas. And so this may be leading to, it could be self-employment, but it could be just a side hustle that's really successful. But what this is saying though, whether you relate it to love or career, self-employment, it's you doing the work, Cancer. It's you doing the work to get ready for this relationship. It's not you doing the work for other people. You've done the work on yourself, right? So you're coming to the table cup full, right? Now you're a page, right? So potentially to a new relationship. But you know, you're not brand new. It's not the Ace of Cups. You've had some lessons. You've had some hardships you've had to go through, and you've done the work on yourself. You've done the self-employment, if you will, right? I like how bright and beautiful this card is too. It's really pretty. But this is saying the next person who meets you on your path, these two knights, right, whichever you associate with, these cups need to be equally full to the brim when you meet that person. There isn't going to be any more, well, I got you, I'll take care of you, you know, I'll pay your rent, I'll pay for your dinner every time. Like, no, Cancer. Like, there needs to be balance here. There needs to be a 50-50. You're approaching this next relationship cautiously and rightfully so, okay? So in your future, let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. Yeah, there's a need to, again, those crabby claws, there's a need to release. That can be very difficult for Cancer because you are that maternal, motherly figure of the zodiac. You like to make sure everyone is taken care of. So your desire to hang on to things, it's not from a selfish perspective. It's a desire to make sure that everything is under control, that, you know, you have it in your hands, and it's like you're the safety net of everybody in your life, Cancer, and you can't always be that person. You got to take care of you first, right? So when somebody new comes in, potentially this water sign, I'm feeling good about this water sign. I hope that's true, or potentially an earth sign as well. Whatever this next thing comes in, even if it's career related, there's a need to not feel like you need to be the safety net for every little piece or part that could go wrong. This to me is almost saying like, just like let your hair down, like just enjoy it. Be open to like the magic, just this card alone, if we're forgetting that it's a self-employment, how like beautiful and relaxing. It feels very tropical and vacation, just like this butterfly is resting, right, in this beautiful lush garden, right? Beautiful lush garden. You've done the work for yourself. You have so much to bring to the table, but you need to meet someone who can equally bring as much, if not more, to the table, right? Because there's a need to reset the scales. I'm actually surprised we haven't seen any like Libra cards come out yet. Yeah, let's see here. Okay, before I even turn that over, this is you, Cancer, and there's something about you protecting your inner child. That past, the younger version of yourself who may have been brokenhearted time and time again by different people who came in and just didn't respect you or took advantage of you. It's like you have a new suitor looking up at you, and you're instantly kind of, as I was saying, in this protection mode of, wait a minute, what are your intentions? What do you want? Same with this. I think you're interested in them. But even that instinct of like, wait a minute, what do you want? There is a certain amount of control to that. And I'm not saying that that is wholly bad. Again, I think you need to be cautious in approaching relationships in your future. But yeah, there's a need to like meet people where they're at. Have conversations and not immediately jump to, wait a minute, who are you? What do you want? Meet on like mutual ground, if that makes sense. So you're not jumping to conclusions of like, yeah, this is like a poor example, but don't invite them to your space or your territory, because if something goes wrong, you're instantly going to jump to this idea of like, well, how could they? I invited them into my home, and they did. Like, there's a need to just like kind of a clean slate, meet on like mutual territory. I hope that's going to land for someone. Sorry, I'm not expressing that well, but 3 of Cups, abundance, happy relationships, celebrations. This can be weddings, graduations, reunions, right? And for you, Cancer, I say weddings. I don't mean that way, but you could meet somebody at some sort of like formal fun occasion, but it's literally people cheersing, right? You're throwing up your champagne glasses and being like, hey, nice to meet you. So happy we saw each other, this and that. There's celebration among groups. So this actually is perfect. I was saying meet on a mutual ground. And that's the thing, you're not a puppet master. You can't control when or where you meet somebody, right? But the idea of meeting where neither one of you have a great stake in, not in the relationship. Spirit, help me. I'm not being eloquent here. If you were to meet at a party, at a social gathering, you are coming in on equal ground. Does that make sense, Cancer? Nobody's coming in trying to impress the other and buy them dinner and pay for the, I don't know, pay for the limo home or this or that. It's like this, there's no expectation, and so there's no need for control issues. That's what I'm trying to say in a nutshell. 3 of Pentacles, team building. So you have two cards of 3. Now 3s are not imbalanced numbers, or not balanced numbers, they're imbalances, but I like both of these cards because they're working towards the 4. They're working towards that stability, like we think of the 4 corners of a house. We generally like the 4s, right? The 4 corners of a house, pentacles, right? Slow but steady builds a solid foundation. That's what this is. Enjoy it. This is a lighthearted card of celebrations. This isn't moving in together, right? After meeting them for the first date. This is like throwing back a glass of wine and being like, oh, so tell me about this, tell me about that. It's enjoying the moment, and again, just being social, going out and enjoying like the lightheartedness, the people in your life who bring you joy. And 3 of Pentacles talks about teamwork, about team building. Can also be aligning yourself internally, mind, body, and spirit. But yeah, this is someone potentially you are building a relationship with, but building a friendship with. But again, there's work involved. It's not going to happen overnight. It's slow but steady. What else do we need to know about Cancer's love life in the future? I saw this at the bottom of the deck too, the 4 of Cups. All right, so we're working our way from the 3 to the 4. The 4 of Cups is an interesting 4 because it's steady and it's stable, but with this, specifically this card, it talks about being bored and complacent, right? You're so focused on the 3 that you're missing out on opportunities that could actually offer you a lot of happiness or a lot of stability, right? So I almost take this as like a caution or a warning that if you are not releasing control issues, if you're constantly putting everything under the microscope and analyzing, I want to say how it could go wrong, you're missing out on what could go right, Cancer. So there's a need to focus on the, well, what if this person is great? What if you have a really good time together? If you're on dating apps and you're looking at them like, I don't know if I'm attracted to them. What if you meet up in person and they're absolutely great and it's like people can become more attractive once you get to know their personality? That's what I'm getting here for you. Take a chance, take a risk, a safe risk though, right? This is early on. You don't have a lot to lose here because for most of you, I'm getting, you're sort of in that single, getting together with friends, socializing, maybe going out on some dates. It's early on in the game. And also don't go out thinking you know what is in everybody's cup, if that makes sense. There's an element of surprise here with this cup that's coming in. You might not expect it, you might not anticipate it, but don't be so focused on the past or about disappointments that you're missing out on really like lovely opportunities. All right, we will wrap this up for our Cancer friends. I love that the Page of Cups is at the heart of your spread. It's by far like the cutest card here, and I just love it. And I like what it represents though too. It's like you're ready to present your cup out to the world again. Can we put anything else with this spread for our Cancer friends? We'll take this one. Retirement. All right, retirement. Interesting. Oh, you know what? This is actually so good. I love this. You're gonna have to go with me on this one, right? It's not gonna work for everyone here, but you got self-employment, right? And we were talking about the idea of whether this is love or career. It has to do with you doing the work on yourself, right? So, I mean, 2 things here, but retirement, I almost see that as like you realize you don't have to do the work alone anymore. It's like retirement. Okay, sorry. This might be a bit of a stretch, but what I'm getting at here is we think of retirement. It's like the burdens have been released. The stress is gone. I'm no longer killing myself at this 9 to 5. It's like I have money in the bank. Now I'm going to sit back and I'm going to enjoy life. That's what this is indicating here, right? And for some of you, you know, if you're more towards the age of retirement, absolutely. If it resonates, take it. For a great majority of you, this card is talking about retiring from the bullshit. From, where is this? From this self-imprisonment. It's like you can just walk away and be done with it. That's what you're doing here. You're walking away from the bullshit, right? The 2 8s. These 8s talk about moving on from things that are restraining us, that are keeping us stuck. That's what this is. It's like retirement from the old you, Cancer, from the old way of thinking, from the old patterns of believing you were going to get your heart broken. These cups that disappointed you in the past, that were glass half full, that people who just weren't meeting you on your level, you can retire those cups. You don't need to be focused on them anymore and looking at them. Like, you can literally push them aside because new opportunities are coming in for you, Cancer. That's what this card is. And look how bright and beautiful it is. Cancer, this is you. Look how bright and beautiful and magnetic and attractive and charismatic. Whatever this is, it's going to engulf your world. It's going to be really, really freaking awesome, okay? So hang in there, Cancer. I know it hasn't been easy. I sense that for you. The biggest thing for you is to let go of control issues, right? And be able to just relax and enjoy life. Retire the things that you no longer need, that don't serve you. This is what's coming in. Celebration and good times, even if it's with your best buds, right? There may be opportunities there for new people to come into your social life and your social circle. And it may be one of these nights. I'm just going to leave you with that, okay? All right, Cancer, thanks for joining me today. I hope that was helpful. Please do like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you probably in a week or so for a career spread. On my channel here, The Intuitive Teacup. Thanks, guys. Bye.